Welcome to Amrita IAS Academy. My name is Balakrishna. I take history classes for you. Okay, here today I want to have discussion related with this. So, second paper in Group 2 examination, 3 papers are there already you know. In second paper especially AP History and Polity Constitution, these two they play very important role. Okay, so first of all we have to see AP History. How this AP History? In AP History, there is a very scope to get 70 marks. What syllabus is there exactly in AP History? So, that we have to see. So, you see here, social and cultural history of Andhra Pradesh. That is the area. Social history. So, there is especially, so that is the area that you have to remember. So, here, so this socio-cultural, yes, social and cultural history of Andhra Pradesh. So, that's. In this especially 5 chapters are there. How many chapters are given? Total syllabus that is designed and planned, concised under 5 chapters. In these 5 chapters, in every chapter we can expect 15 questions, or sometimes in one chapter they may ask 16 questions, next chapter they may ask 14 questions also. Anyhow, in every chapter, so there is average 15 questions I have to ask, APPSC, right? So here, this is good opportunity for you because there is no interview. Personality test is not there. You have to prove your capacity, caliber and your intelligence, everything in written examination only. If you perform in the written examination well, 100% you are going to get job, no doubt at all. So here security is very important. Government sector is also important because many people they want to join in government sector because of security. So we are observing COVID-19 that is there, pandemic. In this pandemic especially, many people lost even their jobs and lost even their livelihood or bread and butter also. They came on the roads, okay. That situation must not arise. That's why you have to, do the things well because you are capable, efficient. The thing is you have to do hard work for this. Even if you have zero knowledge, we are here to support you, okay. So to get job. To get job in the sense we are not going to do other activities. We teach classes successfully, efficiently, effectively, in depth. Okay, that is useful for you in every aspect to go near or to get job. Okay, 100%. Because here we are going to strengthen you 80 to 90%, remaining at least 10% you have to. 80 to 90% we are going to strengthen you in this examination. Remaining 10% you have to. In depth we are going to teach classes, right? So today we have to see what syllabus is there in this AP history so that we can, you see, social and cultural history of Andhra Pradesh, that's the title. Social and cultural history of Andhra Pradesh, that is the title. Social and cultural history of Andhra Pradesh, that's the title here also. Okay, in this geographical features of Andhra, its impact on history and culture. So, geographical features you have to see. What geographical features are there to this Andhra Pradesh? How many districts are there after bifurcation? There are 13 districts you know well. Okay, we have to see geographical features. Srikakulam, Vizianagaram, Vishaka, East Godavari, West Godavari, Krishna, Guntur, Prakasham, Nellore. Like that they are there. In Rayalaseema we have Anantapuram, Kurnool, Kadapa and Chittoor. These are the districts which are existing. Okay. So, what's the population of this one? What's the area of the state? What boundaries are existing? What rivers are flowing? So, like that each and everything we have to see in geographical features of Andhra. Its impact on history and culture. How it, so its impact on history and culture. Geographical features, that's one area. Prehistory, prior to Shatavahanas, which dynasties administered here? That's also one of the areas. So, only few things they are found in Kurnool region, at the same time Kadapa region and at the same time Srikakulam region, like that something especially prior to Shatavahanas. So, who administered what things, especially Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, Neolithic age, what important centers, are there any centers existed here? Suppose Paleolithic age, in Madhya Pradesh, Bhimbetka, one of the places Bhimbetka where they found the artifacts. Artifacts means what are the things which are found in the diggings we are calling artifacts. Okay, like that Many things were found there in Bhimbetka, right? Madhya Pradesh. So the same way here also in Kurnool region, in Kadapa region, Anantapuram region. So at the same time different regions, so they were all found. Okay. So prehistory, that we have to see, that is also one. After that we have to see the Shatavahanas. Who are these Shatavahanas? So what are the capitals of Shatavahanas? Characters. How many rulers they administered Shatavahana Empire? They are called Shatavahanas, Salivahana, Shatakarni, different names they are there to them. They are also called Andhra Bhrutyas. According to Puranas, so there are 30 rulers they are there in that. Okay. And period, that is different according to Puranas, and inscriptions. So you know inscriptions, previously what happened? They used to inscribe or carve or engrave on the stones. That is called inscription. Study of inscription is called epigraphy. Okay. So like that, inscriptions are there to the Shatavahanas. Books are there. Hala Shatavahana. So Hala was called Kavivatsala. Gadha Saptasati, that was written by this one. Brihat Katha. Gunadhya wrote the book Brihat Katha. Okay. Somadeva Suri. Katha Saritsagaram. Vatsyayana, Kama Sutra, Acharya Nagarjuna, Suhrulekha, Prajna Paramita Shastra, Mula Madhyamika Shastra, Rasaratnakaram, Arogya Manjari, Ratnavali Rajaparikatha. Number of books are written. So like that we have to take literary sources and inscriptions, characters, social conditions, economic conditions, okay, and mainly the administration, religious conditions, literature, art and architecture, each and everything we have to see in this Shatavahanas as well as Ikshvakus. The first ruler in Shatavahana, Srimukha Shatavahana, then Krishna Shatavahana, then Shatakarni 1, then Purnotsunga, Skandastambhi, Shatakarni 2. Okay, like that, important rulers, all important rulers we have to see. Then 13th ruler Kuntala Shatakarni, 15th one Pulamavi 1, 17th one Hala Shatavahana, 23rd one Gautami Putra Shatakarni, 27th one Yagnasri Shatakarni, okay, last one Pulamavi 3, like that. So here we have to see important questions, all important. In the examination from Shatavahanas, every time they are asking nearly 7 to 8 questions. 7 to 8 questions are asked from Shatavahanas, that's why you must be ready with this Shatavahanas. Who donated Purna Kumbham to? Purna Kumbham. Okay, that's the symbol. So there is Purna Kumbham to Amaravati Stupa. That question was asked. Okay, it was Dhimika. Chammakara Dhimika donated this Purna Kumbham to, so this Amaravati Stupa. Who discovered Amaravati Stupa? Colonel Mackenzie. Colonel Mackenzie discovered Amaravati Stupa. Amaravati Stupa belongs to which category? Whether it is Dhatugarbha Stupa, Vibharita or Paribhojaka Stupa or Uddharita Stupa. Each and everything we are going to write on the board. Okay, so that is important. Like that Shatavahanas. Then Ikshvakus, Vasishti Putra Sri Shantamula. Vasishti Putra Sri Shantamula, he was the first ruler. His son Veera Purushadatta, then Yahuvala Shantamula, Rudra Purushadatta. This Veera Purushadatta's period is called Golden Age for Buddhism. During the period of Veera Purushadatta, contribution to Buddhism extended like anything, and his period is called like that. Okay, he was called South Indian Ashoka. Ashoka did well for this. In the same way, Veera Purushadatta in Ikshvakus, he did a lot. That's why he was called South Indian Ashoka. Who was called second Ashoka? Kanishka was called second Ashoka. Okay, because Ashoka contributed after the battle of Kalinga in the year 261 BC. Okay, so after 2.5 years, Ashoka embraced Buddhism. Because 1 lakh people, they lost their lives in this battle of Kalinga. 1.5 lakh people, they were injured in that incident. Ashoka's heart moved and he completely gave up wars. After that, after 2.5 years, he embraced Buddhism, propagated. Like that, in South India also it was propagated. Okay, so in South India, Shatavahana's period it was, Ikshvaku's period also it was. Then we have to see socio, so then economic, religious conditions. So social conditions we have to see. So in the period of Shatavahanas and Ikshvakus, religious conditions, All these conditions, literature, art and architecture, all these we have to see. Literature, art and architecture. What art and architecture that advanced in the period of? Because in the period of this one mainly, so stupas that developed. At the same time, chaityas. So worshipping place of Buddhism is called chaityas, viharas, aramas, ghatikas. So like that all these developed. And in the art and architecture we have to see which caves in Ajanta belongs to Shatavahanas. 9th cave and 10th cave belongs to. What is there in 9th cave? What is there in 10th? Each and everything we are going to discuss. Okay, I told you. Suppose if you are a beginner, your background is not known, whether you studied engineering or whether you studied degree or BSc, BCom, everyone is eligible to appear this group 2 examination here. The thing is, BCom students sometimes will not come across all these things. Or BSc student also sometimes will not come across. Coming to BA students, they will come to know what is what in history. But coming to BSc and BCom, it is not possible. Or sometimes engineering background, it is not known. That's why I told you, even if you have zero knowledge, from basics, okay, from basics we will take you, okay. We teach each and everything, and definitely we are going to strengthen you 80 to 90%. Remaining 10% is yours, because presenting in the examination, writing correct answer in the exam, so there is a bubbling correct answer. Not going to write, because if it is group 1 examination, each and every question you have to write, because it is descriptive. But here it is not like that. It is only you have to select one of the answers given. Okay, 4 answers are given. From 4 answers you have to select one of the answers. That's your task. Okay, whether A is correct, B is correct, C is correct. You have to bubble. Okay, blackening the oval that will take place. So like that, so that's one. So you see literature, art and architecture, all these they are there. Then coming to Eastern Chalukyas. These Eastern Chalukyas, otherwise they are also called Vengi Chalukyas. Eastern Chalukyas we are calling, otherwise they are also called, okay, Vengi Chalukyas, because Vengi became the capital. Vengi we are calling. This Vengi, that is 13 kilometers away from Elur, Pedavegi, that is Vengi. So in Badami Chalukya's greatest ruler, Pulakesi II. This Pulakesi II, in 624 AD, he attacked this Vengi, and Vengi that was administered by Durjaya dynasty. These Durjayas were defeated by Pulakesi II and occupied Vengi. Vengi was given to his brother Kubja Vishnuvardhana. This Kubja Vishnuvardhana established the Vengi Chalukyan Empire, otherwise it is also called Eastern Chalukyan. In the eastern side only they established, that's why it is called Eastern Chalukyan Empire. Right? So like that, each and everything we have to see. Here also, in Vengi Chalukyas, there are 30 rulers. It was started with Kubja Vishnuvardhana. After that, his son Jayasimha Vallabha came to power. Okay, like that we have to see Vijayaditya VII was the last ruler. Gunaga Vijayaditya, he was the greatest ruler. Okay, art and architecture that advanced well in the period of these Vengi Chalukyas, because Pancharamas, 5 Shiva temples, they are all developed, established in the period of this Eastern Chalukyas only. Mahabharata, that was translated, Panchama Veda, we are calling this Mahabharata as Panchama Veda. This Panchama Veda that started translating into Telugu language. Okay, in the period of Rajaraja Narendra, in the period of Vengi Chalukyas only. In the period of Vengi Chalukyas only, this Nannaya, Narayana Bhattu, Pavluri Mallana. In the court of Rajaraja Narendra, they lived. So in that, Rajaraja Narendra asked Nannaya to translate Mahabharata into Telugu language, and he translated 2.5 parvas of Mahabharata into Telugu language. Okay, so like that, so you have to remember all these important points. Okay, he was assisted by Ashtabhasha Pandita Narayana Bhattu. Okay, Pavluri Mallana existed in the court of same. Ganita Sara Sangraham, that was a book written by this one. Like that, so here you see Eastern Chalukyas or Vengi Chalukyas, we have to see society, religion, so Telugu language and literature, how this Telugu language and literature, that was all advanced in the period of Vengi Chalukyas. Art and architecture, how this art and architecture that developed. These are all the areas in first chapter. In first chapter, so suppose if 15 questions are given, 100% you are going to answer 13 questions definitely. Okay, so 100% you can answer, only you can lose 1-2 bits, 1 bit or 2 bits, maximum extent 2 bits only you can. Okay, so 13 questions you can answer, 2 bits you can leave. So next, coming to second chapter, if you see this second chapter, okay, if you see the second chapter, various kingdoms that ruled Andhra between 11th and, okay, so 11th and 16th century, like that, this was it, 11th and 16th centuries. So various kingdoms ruled Andhra Pradesh between 11th and 16th century, and socio-cultural and religious conditions in Andhra Desha between 11th to 16th century. So, and growth of Telugu language, literature, art and architecture, painting, all this. In this, you have to see what areas in the sense. One area you are seeing is Kakatiyas, because it began in 11th century in the sense 10 after. So, you are going to see this Kakatiyas, one of the important areas we have to see. So, here Kakatiyas. So, this is one of the areas, Kakatiyas we have to see. Reddy kingdom, that we have to see. Reddy kingdom, one of the areas, Reddy kingdom, that's one. So, after this Reddy kingdom, Vijayanagar Empire. So, this Vijayanagar, okay, Vijayanagar Empire, that's one of the area we have to see here. Okay, so after that we have to see Gajapatis, then Qutub Shahis of Golconda. Qutub Shahis, like that it was said. This Kakatiyas that was started in the year 1000 or 995 and continued till 1323. It was started in the year 1000 and continued till 1323. That's the period. If it is Reddy kingdom that was started in the year 1325, continued till 1424, that is Addanki kingdom. So Rajamundry Reddy kingdom, that is also there. Rajamundry Reddy kingdom, that is also existed. Okay. Then Vijayanagar Empire, you know well. Vijayanagar Empire, you know well. This Vijayanagar Empire that was started in the year 1336 and continued till 1336 and continued so up to 1680. That's the period of this one. Sangama dynasty, Salava dynasty, Tuluva dynasty, Araviti dynasty. These major dynasties administered Vijayanagar Empire. In that especially Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu, he was the greatest and richest ruler. Okay. So contemporaries of Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu, Babari was a contemporary. In South Indian region, Golconda Sultan, Sultan Kuli Qutub Shah, he was a contemporary. Sometimes in the examination, who was a contemporary of Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu, like that question may be asked. In the following, who is the contemporary like that? Then you have to answer, right? In the court of Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu only, Ashtadigajas, the other poets live, you know well. Ashtadigajas, 8 poets lived in the court of Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu, they are called Ashtadigajas. Allasani Peddana, Nandi Timmana, Madaya Gari Mallana, Durjati, Ayyala Raju Ramabhadra, Tenali Ramakrishna, Bhattumurti, Pingali Surana. These are the poets. You have to know the books also. That is important. Otherwise, so if you forget, it is not possible to get success. So that's why every time you have to remember this group 2, it should revolve in your mind. Okay. Morning to evening also you have to discuss something which is related with this group 2. 100% you are going to get good. No doubt at all. If it is in your mind clearly, okay, that's very important. You have to, right? So like that here, these are the areas you have to. Qutub Shahis of Golconda, they came in the year 1512 and continued till 1687. So this Golconda Sultan, Sultan Quli Qutub Shah, he was the ruler. And after that, Jamshid, then Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah, Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, Muhammad Qutub Shah, Abdullah Hussain Qutub Shah, Abul Hasan Tanisha. These are all the rulers who existed during that time. That you have to remember. So these are the areas in the second chapter we have to see. Kakatiyas. First one, Kakatiyas. They worshipped Kakatiya or Kakatama, hence they are called Kakatiyas. Otherwise, they started administration from Kakatipuram. Name of the village, okay, small area, that is Kakatipuram. That's why they are called Kakatiyas. First ruler, Betarazu I. Second one, Prolarazu I. Third one, Betarazu II. Fourth one, Durgaraju. Fifth one, Prolarazu II. These are called early Kakatiyas. Later Kakatiyas, if you see, Rudradeva, Rudradeva's brother Mahadeva, Mahadeva's son Ganapati Deva, he was the greatest ruler. Ganapati Deva's daughter Rudramadevi, then Rudramadevi's grandson Prataparudra II. So these five are called later Kakatiyas. Like that, we have to see social conditions, economic conditions, religious conditions, and literature, art and architecture. That's very important in these areas especially. Okay, so what are the important inscriptions given by them? That is also very, very important. Okay, all the inscriptions we have to see. The books which are related to this period, that also we have to see. For example, in mass of following, some books are asked. Baddana wrote the book. Niti Shastra Muktavali. Niti Shastra Muktavali, there is a book. Baddana, Sumati Satakam, poems you know well. Like that, Baddana. Or Madiki Singana, Sakala Niti Sammatam. Sivadevaya, Purushartha Saram. All these related with Kakatiyas only. Like that, you have to remember Kakatiyas well. Wherever the question is asked, he must be in a position to answer. Okay, then, second one, Reddy Kingdom. The first ruler in this Reddy Kingdom, Prolaya Vema Reddy. Then, Anapota Reddy, Ana Vema Reddy. So, Kumaragiri Reddy, Pedakomati Vema Reddy, Racha Vema Reddy. These are all the rulers who administered this Ardhanki kingdom. Then, Vijayanagar Empire, I told you, 4 dynasties, Sangama, Saluva, Tuluva, Paraviti dynasty. Sangama dynasty that came in the year 1336, continued till 1485. Second dynasty, Saluva, 1485-1505. Third one, Tuluva, 1505-1570. In the period of this one only, there is Battle of Rakshasi Tangadi. Otherwise, it is called Battle of Tallikota. Tallikota battle. Otherwise, it is also called Battle of Bhogapuram. Okay, it is called Battle of Bhogapuram, like that it was said. So, or it is also called. So, there is, so like that, number of names they are there. You have to remember all these. Okay, Battle of Tallikota or Rakshasi Tangadi. Okay, Battle of Bannihetti. One more name, Bannihetti battle. Like that, 4 names you have to remember. So, all these important. Qutub Shahis of Golconda. Okay, like this. These are all the areas we have to see in this. So, in this second chapter. Then after third chapter we have to see. Third chapter. In third chapter, advent of Europeans, trade centers. How these Europeans came. Advent of Europeans, trade centers. So, Europeans came to India for the purpose of trade and commerce, you know well. To India, if you see, first people to come to India, the Portuguese, second one the Dutch, third one British, fourth one Danish, last one the French. So, like that they are there. But coming to India, it is not like that. Coming to Andhra, it is not like that. First people to come to Andhra, the Dutch, second one the British, third one, so the French, fourth one the Portuguese. So, like that, they are the people who came to Andhra for the purpose of trade and commerce. We have to see all these important areas in this. Then 1857 revolt in Andhra. 1857 revolt originally that was started in India there in Meerut, that is on 10th May 1857. 10th May 1857 only this was started. Have you got idea? So, like that. But how it was started in Andhra, that you have to see. In Andhra, which are the areas? So, who were the leaders and what's the result? How it was suppressed, each and everything we have to. And even comments also we have to know. Who commented that 1857 revolt is a revolt between civilized and uncivilized? It is T.R. Holmes. Who commented that it is Hindu-Muslim conspiracy against the British? It is by Outram and Taylor. Like that, each and everything you have to. So, no related with this 1857 revolt. Impact of Andhra, establishment of British rule. At last, how the British established their supremacy in Andhra. Okay, that you have to remember. Supremacy in Andhra, That's one of the areas you have to remember. Then cultural awakening. Cultural awakening you know well. In India, Rajaram Mohan Roy is called father of socio-religious Renaissance movement. But in Andhra, Kandukuri Veerashalingam Pantulu. Prior to Kandukuri Veerashalingam Pantulu, we have to see, and Kandukuri Veerashalingam Pantulu's period, who existed? Social reformers, and after that also we have to see. Like that, so there's cultural awakening, all these we have to. Then self-respect movement, growth of nationalist movements. Self-respect movement, that's in the year 1925 by E.V. Ramaswamy Nayaka. He wrote Venkatappa Ramaswamy Nayaka. He started this self-respect movement in Tamil Nadu. He wrote Venkatappa Ramaswamy. He was popularly known as Periyar. Periyar means elder brother. Thanthai Periyar. He was also called Thanthai Periyar. Like that you have to remember. Then this nationalist movement in Andhra, 1885 to 1947 also you have to see. Because in 1885 only Indian National Congress that was started. Indian National Congress came into force from 1885 to 1947 also. What important areas that took place, that you have to see. Okay, number of incidents that are there you have to see, and mainly how this national this movement that was started even in Andhra. Home Rule League, how it continued in Andhra. Vande Mataram movement, how it continued in Andhra. Non-cooperation movement, how it continued. Salt Satyagraha, how that was conducted in Andhra. You see, many areas they are there in this. You have to see each and everything clearly in depth. We are going to teach you. Okay, so you have to keep them in mind. Once, twice, thrice also you have to write. Suppose it is not in your mind, you have to write twice, thrice also. Then it will be. Okay, like that. Communist and anti-Jamindari movements, that's one. Anti-Jamindari. Challapalli Jamindari, Munagala Jamindari, anti-Jamindari movement, Palankota Jamindari. Okay, like that we have to see all the anti-Jamindari. Because Jamindari system that existed during that time, so they created problems in the society. Common people are depressed and suppressed, especially what happened? They faced many problems in the hands of this man. That's why what happened? This Zamindari system that was completely abolished at last. So then coming to, so fourth chapter, origin and growth of Andhra movement we can say. Origin and growth of Andhra movement. How this Andhra movement, role of Andhra Mahasabhas. 1913 onwards, Andhra Mahasabhas they were started. Andhra Mahasabhas we are calling. So first Andhra Mahasabha Bapatla, second one Vijayawada, third one Vishakhapatnam, fourth one Kakinada, fifth one Nellore. Like that. So here what happened? Andhra Mahasabhas we have to see. So completely all Andhra Mahasabhas. For example, in which Andhra Mahasabha seeded district's name that was changed as Rayalaseema. In the year 1927, in Nandyala Andhra Mahasabha that was headed by Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, there Gadicherla Hari Sarvottama Rao changed the name of seated districts as Rayalaseema. How this Andhra Mahasabhas they continued, so that we have to see. And prominent leaders here, Gadicherla Hari Sarvottama Rao, Deshabhakta Konda Venkatappaya, Unnava Lakshmi Narayana. Okay, so like that important leaders who participated, not only this one, Chirala, Perala, Dugirala, Gopala Krishnaya, Palnadu Pulari Satyagraha, Kanneganti Enumantu, Alluri Sitaramarazu, okay, Parvataneni Viraya Chaudhary, who was called Andhra Shivaji, like that, each and everything we have to see. So leaders, events leading to the formation of Andhra state 1953. How these events are there? After independence, so there are many events that took place, you know well. Okay, so then Dhar Commission that was appointed in 1948. So JBP committee that was appointed. After that, Swami Sitaram Sangha strike in 1951. Then 1952, Potti Sriramulu Sangha strike. So then Justice Kailasanatha Vanchu Commission. So like that, each and everything. Okay. So you can learn each and everything, and we are here to help you, support you in every activity. Okay, so like that, not only myself, all the faculties who are working here, they are good at their subject, in depth they will teach. 100% you can get job, 100%, but you have to strengthen. We are going to strengthen you 80 to 90%, at least remaining 10% you have to do the things well, then 100% you can. So, role of newspapers. So, in this Andhra movement, what important newspapers they are there? Because during that time, newspapers they are there. Suppose Andhra Patrika, that is there. Deshodharaka Kasinathuni Nageshwara Pantulu's newspaper, that is Andhra Patrika. Krishna Patrika, Deshabhakta Konda Venkatappaya. Y Jayanti, P. Anandacharilu. Swarajya Patrika, Andhra Kesari Tanguturi Prakasham Pantulu. Like that, all the newspapers, okay, each and every newspaper, every day, it is not possible to learn at once, because in one day it is not possible to. You can learn, but you will forget. Suppose some 100 newspapers are there, 100 newspapers also you can learn in one day, but sometimes you may forget. That's why every day you learn 5 newspapers or 10 newspapers. Every day you learn some 5 titles. Okay, some title is there. Sahala Shatavahana got the title Kavi Vatsala. Gautami Putra Shatakarni's titles Eka Brahmana, Agama Nilaya, Kshatriya Darpamana Mardhana, Eka Shura, Eka Dhanurdhara, Trisamudra Toya Pita Vahana, Shaharata Vamsha Niravasheshakara, Venakataka Swami, like that, many titles. At least every day you learn some 5 to 10 titles, some 5 to 10 books, like that every day, slow growth. Okay, so like that, if you continue, 100% you are going to get success. Then you see this 5th chapter, events leading to the formation of Andhra Pradesh. Events leading to the formation of Andhra Pradesh, Vishalandhra Mahasabhas. Vishalandhra Sabha, that was started by Ayya Devara Kaleshwara. First Vishalandhra Mahasabha that was conducted in Warangal. Second Vishalandhra Mahasabha in Hyderabad, which is headed by Sri Srirangam Srinivasa Rao. Mahaprasthanam, Moro Prasthanam, Khadgasrusti, Siprali, many are written by the Sri. He was the chairperson for second Vishalandhra Mahasabha. First one, which was taken place in Warangal, that was headed by Hayagrivachari, right? Like that, Vishalandhra Mahasabhas. Why Vishalandhra Mahasabha? Previously Hyderabad, that is separate, and Rayalaseema Andhra separate. These 3 should unite together, like that. For that purpose only, Vishalandhra Mahasabhas organized. Got idea? So like this, we have to see each and everything. And SRC, we have to see SRC, States Reorganization Commission. That's in the year 1953. That is December 22nd only. This SRC that was organized. This is also called Fazl Ali Commission. Fazl Ali was the chairperson, hence we are calling Fazl Ali Commission. H.N. Kunjru and K.M. Phanikar, they are the members in this. H.N. Kunjru and K.M. Phanikar, they are the members, right? Like that, SRC we can say, Commission. And recommendations, what recommendations are there? So, there is the recommendations, each and every recommendation. So, there is SRC submitted. So, what happened? 879 paras report, 879. It visited 104 places in India. At last it recommended. So things, okay, we have to see each and everything. Then gentleman agreement. Gentleman agreement, that is also one we have to see. Gentleman agreement we are calling. Okay, this, so you see this SRC, gentleman agreement. This gentleman agreement we are calling. This took place there in Delhi. So it was on February 20th. This is on February 20th. So 1956 only this took place there in Delhi. It took place where? It took place there in Delhi only. So this especially gentleman agreement we are calling. Okay. So from the side of Telangana 4 leaders, from the side of Andhra Rayalaseema 4 leaders, they represented for this gentleman agreement which was taken place in Delhi. Okay. Yeah, at Hyderabad guest house, that you have to remember. Okay. So like that, gentleman agreement, that is important. 14 recommendations are there in this. 14 points they discussed in this gentleman agreement, that is one. So in this gentleman agreement, that is one. Who are the 4 leaders who represented from the side of Andhra. Suppose if you see, during that time, Bezawada Gopal Reddy, he was the CM, Neelam Sanjeev Reddy, Deputy CM, Gautu Lachenna, Krushikar Party leader, Alluri Satyanarayana, Congress president. These 4 members, they attended from the side of Andhra, and 4 leaders attended from the side of Telangana or Hyderabad state. During that time, Burgula Ramakrishna Rao was the CM. Then, so there is Marri Channareddy, Agriculture Minister, Konda Venkat Rangareddy, Excise and Forest Minister. Then Narasimha Rao, he was President of Congress. 4 leaders attended from the side of Telangana. Like that agreement that was concluded, right? So like this gentleman agreement we are calling, it took place before Union Home Minister Govinda Vallabha Pant. Okay, so like that, these are all the areas we have to see. Not only this one, important social and cultural events between 1956 and 2014. 1956 November 1st only, Andhra Pradesh came into force. Andhra Pradesh we are calling, that came into force. After that 1956 to till formation of separate Telangana, 2014 June 2nd only, thus a separate state Telangana that is established. Okay, till that time we have to see all important incidents, what happened, how Jai Telangana movement that is there 1969, okay, and how Jai Andhra movement that was started, N.T. Ramarao's Telugudesam party, not only one party, all the parties, political parties we had to see. Okay, then Indira Gandhi's 6-point formula, why it is not implemented, or Indira Gandhi's 8-point formula, 5-point formula, all these we had to. State emergency in Andhra Pradesh, state emergency. Only one time state emergency that is introduced or imposed in Andhra Pradesh. That's in the year 1973. Okay, in which year? In the year 1973 only. That is January. Okay, January 18th only it was started, continued till December 10th. Okay, so Khandubai Desai, he was the governor during that time. P.V. Narasimha Rao, he resigned to CM post. Like that, so we have to see up to 2014, we have to see each and everything. So here, so there is, I tell you, so we are here to support you each and everything. We are here to support you each and everything we are going to support you. In AP history, out of 75 marks, there is a very scope to get 70. Okay, you can score 70. Or at least even if you lose 10 marks, okay, 65 marks, 100% you can score. 65 marks, 100% you can score. So, without going through any other books, by just listening our classes, high quality videos are uploaded to you, worthy videos, we can say, quality videos, in depth, okay. If you listen our classes, 100% you are going to get 65 marks above, even you can secure 70 also. But 65 guarantee, pakka you can secure. Okay, in the same way, in polity and constitution also you can score. In polity and constitution also there is 65 marks. These marks nearly, so 130 marks you can score in this paper. Okay, in the first paper if you score the same, okay, so first paper, so especially in the first paper if you score the same. In first paper, you can score 125 marks. In second paper, you can score 130 marks. In third paper, you can score nearly 120 or 115 marks. 100% you are going to get job. No doubt at all. No doubt at all. Because it is all written examination. Okay. So there is like that you can. So 5 plus 5, 10. So then 2. So there is 5, 7. So like that here you see 370 marks you are going to secure. So here how many marks you are going to secure? So these many marks you are going to secure. 370 marks in the sense 100% you are going to get job. Okay, 370 marks in the sense 100% you will be in, so below 10 ranks. It all depends on your, so hard work. Everything lies in hard work, that you have to remember. There is no shortcut for success. There is no shortcut for success. Only hard work. Okay. Intelligence may fail sometimes. Hard work never fails. Okay. You have to, so design plan. Every day at least 6 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours like that you plan. So you execute the plan. Implementation is very important. Otherwise, you will have idea. Idea will continue like idea only. Okay, if you implement, if you execute the plan, then only you will get result. Otherwise, result will not come. So you keep all these in your mind. If you believe, okay, then you can, okay, so join, so this Amrita IAS Academy, we can journey together. 100% you will get success in the examination. You go to Play Store and download Amrita IAS Academy, you can see all the things. Okay, thank you.